Hello YouTubers. Well, in this video I'm back with my little Husqvarna 346 XP original edition. That would have been the 42 millimeter cylinder and piston on these. These were the early version of those saws. Some of you folks that have watched some of the earlier videos I had on this saw know that I had a modified pipe on it. I didn't have a muffler at the time when I put this saw together. Built this saw about 4 or 5 years ago, probably almost 5 years ago already by now. Still going strong, but I had an issue with my exhaust pipe on here. I felt like I didn't quite have enough outlet flow, and I went back and remodified it. So this is what I have here on here now. This is my original outlet that I had on here. It was a dual pipe or small pipe. Wasn't quite enough flow. I could feel it in the cut when I was cutting. When you were doing small topping and limbing, it was fine. Get into a bigger cut, it was like a little bit of lag or a gargle. Well, it was telling me that it was a little bit too much back pressure or not enough flow. So I wasn't quite sure how I was going to go about modifying this thing anymore, other than cutting it in behind over here and making a zigzag or snake pipe out of it, or whatever you want to call it. I figured I had nothing to lose, so just copy what I already did here and add 2 more small pipe outlets on the other side. So that's what I did, and yep, it's there. It's now doing what I wanted it to do. I also shortened these a bit. These were quite a bit longer, about a 3/4 of an inch to almost an inch longer here. Trim the end and trim the end here so that it would match up to this side, because I needed to clear my clearance my chain brake handle. So when it activates, it clears the exhaust. When it's in the operating position, it doesn't maybe show on camera, but it just clears the bottom of the brake handle. I went ahead and put a little bit of piece of reflective heat foil on there, just to keep the plastic from melting, just in case if you're doing some real hard cutting. But anyways, without yakking too much more about it, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of cutting in this old log pile here I have. It's some pine spruce mixed. Yeah, it's not hardwood, but that's what I cut in this area, and it's a good representation of what this saw normally sees for wood. For these saws were not a full 50 cc, and they're 42 millimeter top ends. They were only if 45 cc is what it worked out to. I'm running a still light 04 bar from like an MS250. Modified the tail a little bit, the slot adjuster there for the chain tensioner. That's about all you have to do. Oil holes line up, they work fine. I'm also using the Still 23 RS Pro thin curve chain with this thin curve bar. So very effective setup on this small saw. So 16-inch bar. So anyways, we're going to get on with it here. Go ahead, set up the camera, and show you folks how it now runs. Well, to me anyways, I don't know, it's going to sound a little bit funky on the camera here. For some reason, this camera that I'm using always doesn't pick up as well as I would like. I have one other camera that seems to work better, but this one I have a charged battery in it today, so this is what I'm using. So performing way better. It's got good flow. Goes to show when you're setting up these saw pipes and you're doing any kind of custom pipe, it doesn't always work the first time. Sometimes you got to go back and remodify them and try different things. Working quite well now, actually working very well. I never did do any porting on this saw or timing advance, anything like that. The main issue with this saw when I got it, the original owner complained it was acting like it had an air leak, and it did. I found that the base gasket on the cylinder had a tiny blow-through spot where it was leaking through or pulling air in, so that's why the saw was running kind of funky. So it had kind of a real thick, chewy factory gasket, so I took that gasket out. I made my own homemade paper gasket. I should have just did a basic gasket delete. I made it out of a super thin reinforced paper, not any actual gasket maker paper, just out of a real thin fibrous greeting card. I cut the base gasket out and I sealed it with Motoseal on both sides, so it's never been an issue since then. It's been working good ever since, but I didn't have a muffler for it because the original one was all smashed up for whatever reason. Like I say, the guy had told me that they had dropped something on the front of the saw and smashed the muffler. So anyways, I built my own version of sort of an iron horse pipe, I guess, but my original version was good, but it wasn't working quite right, so I got it worked out now, so I'm very happy. This is overall one of my favorite saws to cut with, and I would love to find the Johnson Red version, the 2147. I missed out on a couple of those in recent years, but they were pretty rare, and they're not too many in the market. I don't think were sold, but anyways, I'd just like to say thanks to everybody for stopping by and checking out another one of my videos. Don't forget to like and go ahead and subscribe while you're here. It means a lot to me. I greatly appreciate it. Anyways, just thought I'd do a little bit chainsaw mods here as we're getting into late summer, early fall. I've been held up with my haying. Still can't finish my field work. Keeps raining every couple of days and delaying things, and today is a really cool day. Even though it's sunny out, it's well, it's only plus 10 or about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a pretty cool day. So great time to test out and play around with saws a little bit here and get some firewood cut up and get ready for winter. But anyways, like I say, thanks again everybody, and we'll see you all on the next one. I'll go ahead and do a couple extra bonus cuts here for you folks. My chain isn't the greatest. It's down to the nubs and I've got some cut time on it, but I'll dog in a little bit with it here, and this little saw pulls pretty hard for only a 45cc saw.